Trump did this. Paula White did this White House Faith Office Luncheon, which is here.
President.
All the time. Please sit down. Hi, Scott. So I always said that if I ever became president, I would play that all the time, no matter where I went in the building. But I've never really gotten to do it. I wanted it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Hail to the chief, I think is what he's talking about.
It's so beautiful. And pardon me for being late. We had a great meeting with NATO, the Secretary General, and we're going to do something a little different for this country. We're going to supply weapons to NATO at a large amount. They're going to deliver the weapons, and they're going to pay for 100% of the weapons. So, a little different.
To Ukraine. That's the part he's leaving out, probably because there are people in that room who are so pro-Russia that they wouldn't like it.
A little different. Hi, John. So we're really, that's a big thing.
Oh, and sorry, I probably should. Let's see. Right out of the gate, that's a rough one. It's a rough nut right now. I'm guessing this is one of those long days.
And we thought we had 4 deals, Howard, right, with Putin. Somehow they end and we get off the phone. Oh, that was a very nice conversation. And then he sends missiles into buildings someplace. I said, what was that all about? So anyway, so we're going to be doing that with NATO. And it's fully approved, fully done. We'll send them a lot of weapons of all kinds, and they're going to deliver them.
This is to the House Faith Office, the Jesus people, just to clarify.
Those weapons immediately to the site of the war, different sites of the war.
Yeah, somewhere in general.
And
Ukraine, I think, is where you're talking about.
To pay for 100% of them. This all was made possible by going from 2 to 5% a month ago when I went there. So, yeah.
Yay, we're going to be selling arms to Europe. Jesus would love this. Right.
And those countries,
it's just so
European
weird.
Countries, and I said, look, we have an ocean. It's not fair that we did, because under the Biden administration, we paid about 3.5 times more than they did. We were in for $350 billion. Got nothing for it. We were in for $350, and they were in.
No, we got a lot out of it. Namely, that Ukraine has not fallen.
For 100, so which really meant one thing.
And also, in the Lend-Lease, they pay us back, and then we would obviously the moral victory of supporting the country that was attacked.
Because you have great business leaders here.
But he didn't give a shit about that.
Very simply, that they were better negotiators than our president was. But so this is a very important thing, and hopefully that will come to an end. At the end of 50 days, if we don't have a deal, then we're going to have to we have no choice but to do secondary tariffs. You call it secondary tariffs, which.
I do. You're right. That is true. I do call it that. I mean, I don't know why I do it. It's just a habit, I guess.
Pretty tough, which we don't want to have to do. But let's see what happens. But we thought we had a deal numerous times.
Nope.
I'd get home. I'd say, First Lady, I had the most wonderful talk with Vladimir. I think we're finished. And then I'll turn on the television, or she'll say to me one time, wow, that's strange because they just bombed a nursing home.
Jesus. That's a good laugh line.
I said, what? So.
Yeah, nothing should get a bigger fucking laugh at the White House Faith Office Luncheon than he just bombed a nursing home.
We don't like that. But I want to thank you all for being here, and welcome to the first ever White House Summit of Faith and Business Leaders. You're really some of the greatest
faith and business leaders. This is the room that Jesus would have cleared out.
Business leaders in the country. When I looked at some of the names, I said, whoa, that's big stuff we have here today.
So it's basically friends of Mike Pillow?
In fact, before I was president, I would have been very intimidated, but now I'm president, so I don't have to be. But today we celebrate the core values that built this country: and freedom, hard work, risk-taking, and above all, trust in Almighty God. You're very much into God in this.
Yeah, you're into God. You stalk him on Facebook. You cut pictures of him out and put them on your wall. You're into God. You're very much what's it called when you're religious, pious. You believe in you're into God.
Room, and it's very nice. Your business
It is nice.
leaders who believe strongly. We have some business leaders that don't believe strongly.
What degree of strength should people believe?
And somehow you and I don't like them as much. But I want to thank Pastor Paula White. She's been my friend for a long time. And John for convening this incredible group. Her husband's one of the most talented musicians in the world. Stand up, John. Stand up. See? I stole a couple of his songs for the rallies, and he never sued me, so I was very happy. But we all come from the same place, right? So
where? Epstein Island?
it was great, and we appreciate it, John. Thanks as well to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who's doing
Treasury Secretary. Sure.
Doing a fantastic job.
Fantastic job.
He goes on television and he calms the market. I go on television, I rile the market, and I say, we better send him in there, Howard, right? And the market's become so calm and nice. So you're doing a good job, Scott. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're king of the bullshitters.
You make any deals today? We got a lot of them, boy, I tell you, we have. But the best deal is just sending out the paper. They keep saying, well, he hasn't made the deal. Well, we made a number of deals, but why isn't he doing deals? Because the paper is better than any deal we can make. Do you understand? The people in this, Kevin, they asked you that question this morning.
No, nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about, you weirdo.
You were great this morning, but they said, well, when is he going to start making deals? The next time we could say, just no, every time he sends out a document that you have to pay 35% or 25% or 50%, or in one case, 100%. Those deals, you can't beat those deals, but we're still willing to.
They aren't deals. They're just threats. You're just using the leverage of the U.S. economy to squash people. That's not a deal. Any president could do that. It's fucking dumb.
Talk. And they all, literally every country wants to make a deal. We're
right. And these aren't deals.
In a good position.
No, we're not.
You would call it a position of strength. I don't talk that way because I'm a politician now, unfortunately. And
what politician doesn't know the phrase a position of strength?
I don't want to talk about strength. I just want to say we have to be treated fairly because we were ripped off on trade and the military for, we protected other nations. Nobody paid us. Nobody did anything for us.
Well, because it benefited us.
Nobody helped us. And that's much different. NATO is a much different situation now. When I got in, I believe we were paying for 100% of NATO.
We were not.
And now they're paying, they went from 2%, but they were paying 1%.
Oh, my God.
To 5% that they're paying. That's a big difference.
Oh, my pleasure, Heidi. Thank you for coming to Max and Benny's.
It's about $1 trillion difference. And they're wealthy, for the most part, wealthy countries. And some of them they're among the most powerful, among the wealthiest countries in the world. So,
especially the flock of penguins, man. Those fuckers are rolling in it.
They're going to start paying, and they want to pay. And we had a great meeting about 1 month ago. That set the stage for what happened here, but it's very important. So I want to thank Scott for being
gibberish
here. I want to thank Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. You are doing a good job, Howard.
Good job. He's doing fantastic. You're doing good.
Am I right when I say I really don't want deals? I just want the paper to get sent? Right, it's true. I don't know if this is on television. Yeah, it's always on television.
Yeah, fuck art of the deal. Art of the threat.
SBA administrator and a great person, cabinet member, a friend of mine for a long time, Kelly Loeffler. Kelly, you're doing great.
You couldn't get elected to Senate, so we had to give you a position to cover.
She's small business, right? She only does small business. But when you add it all up, it's the biggest bank in the world by a factor of about 10, right? She's doing a great job. And director of the White House Faith Office, Jenny Korn, who's also amazing. Thanks, Jenny. From the earliest days of our republic,
Oh, God.
the steady compass of faith has guided the strong
Compass.
hands of American workers, builders, and entrepreneurs like really no other.
You can't say compass because it sets off their porn app.
Our country was founded by pilgrims and believers, and every generation since, Americans of faith have built our communities and forged new industries and enriched our country by millions and millions
And provided us with oats
of people and ways. John D. Rockefeller,
and ways.
J.C. Penney, Charles Goodyear, Truett Cathy, and frankly, we have people I could name right in this room sitting here that name.
Could you, though? I don't think you can. I mean, I know they have names. I just don't think you can name them.
Are every bit as big as that. They were
Well, then they should be able to, they're present. Why wouldn't you?
inspired by their love of God, and now the proud tradition continues with all of you. And this group reminds us, as a nation that prays is a nation that prospers. And you see that, I think one of the reasons is with all of you. And this group reminds us, as a nation that prays is a nation that prospers. And you see that, I think one of the reasons.
A nation that prays is a nation that prospers. I don't know why that's hard to say.
We want so bad is they really wanted to take God and religion out of your lives. And there was
They can't, right? That's in the Constitution, too.
nobody to, look up to. There was just nobody. It was, we were freewheeling, and we.
Were we? That's what these are the choices. You can follow the Lord, or you can just freeball it.
Can't freewheel. No, we have.
No, we cannot free willy. We can free willy.
It was, we were freewheeling, and we can't freewheel. No, we have to bring religion.
No, we need strict rules. You can't freewheel the 10 Commandments and end up with 3 that you just kind of pay attention to if you feel like
Back
it.
into the country, and we're starting to do that, I think, at a very high level.
Yes, at a very high level like no one's ever seen
Paula,
before.
a very, very high level. You see churches are starting to fill up again.
Yes, well, there's a lot of reasons to pray.
Under the Trump administration, America is prospering and America is winning like never before. Our country is back. So I was in
Yes, winning by losing. It's a way of winning like never before.
Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE.
Yes, tell them what the Muslim monarchies said about our country. Tell the faith-based crowd, tell Paula White and all of her Christian friends there what the Muslim monarchs said about the country.
And then a month ago, we were in Europe with all of the NATO countries, European countries, and plus Canada.
Pagans.
And almost everyone said almost the exact same words.
Or you just heard the same thing over and over.
They said, 1 year ago,
Oh, that's awesome, Erica.
your country was dead. Terrible term, but that's what it is. Your country was dead. We thought it was finished. And now you've got the hottest country anywhere in the world. It's true. This is the hottest country. Did you see they found $25 billion of essentially profits last night? They said, where did it come from? It came from management, but it came from tariffs.
What?
And it came from, good business skill.
Did it?
And I've always made money. Now I'm making it for you people. I've had good days and bad days, but in good days and bad days, I always found a way to make money, and we have to do that for our country. But and we did 188 billion in Scott just now, 188 billion in tariffs, 188, and we haven't even started yet. That's only for cars and steel. We actually have barely started.
Yeah, that ain't shit, buddy.
The economy is roaring, business confidence is soaring, incomes are up, prices are down, and inflation is dead. It's dead. We have
It's a terrible word to use, but
a bad Fed chairman, really bad. if he would lower the rates, and I tried being nice to the guy, it doesn't help. He's like a knucklehead. No, he's a knucklehead.
He's a knucklehead.
Stupid guy.
Stupid guy who could. I'm sure I would love to see the two of you take just a math test at the same time. Just hold that up like those little signed documents he holds up. Hold up your score at the end of that.
He really is. Mm-hmm. You know, each point, think of this, each point costs us $360 billion. Billion. 1 point, $360 billion. 2 points, you got $600, $700 billion. And
or whatever 360 adds up to if you double it or triple it. Sorry, who was a knucklehead again?
We're way high.
You sound high.
450 or 425? 450? And how do you go borrow money at 1% when the Fed has you at 450? And, you know, it's not that easy. I get angry at them. Why are we paying so much? You know, because he's got you up at this number. And we should always be the lowest. Now that we're doing great, we have no inflation. Think of it. Our stock market hit record highs. Everything's hitting a record high.
Yeah, because you keep chickening out and punting on shit, and it's still growing based on last year.
We're really running good. With
the only things that have put a dip in it has been when he's fucked around with
inflation. And we should be at 1%. We should be at 1%. We should be less than 1%. I think Switzerland is the lowest at like 0.5%.
Right, and no one uses the Swiss franc for international trade except, I think, Russians bouncing cash into the Caymans.
Should be lower because without us, there's no world. I don't want to sound overly aggressive, but without us, you have no world.
I'm just saying, it sounds very Antichrist.
And we've put our country on solid
Well, thank you,
footing.
Victoria.
We had a man as president who was the worst.
Oh, thanks
the worst
for the book, yes.
Worst president in the history of our country. We've had some bad ones. But he's the worst ever. What he did at our border can never be forgotten. 25 million people.
I think they already have.
Allowed to pour into our country, all unchecked, unvetted, murderers, gang leaders.
Enjoy your lunch.
Gangsters.
Wait, and I think those are different things.
People that you don't want in our
hang around gangs
country under any means. Terrorists. We have many terrorists in our country, and
yes, but enough about Stephen Miller and his ICE agents.
We're watching them close. Tom Homan, by the way, is doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, speaking of terrorists.
Christy Nome is doing a phenomenal job.
As a what? As a paper doll?
Last week it was reported nobody, not one, even I don't know if I believe that number, but it's done, the numbers are done by liberals. So they said, did you know that? They said we had nobody, zero, cross our border. It's first.
Yeah, that's absurd. But also by liberals? You mean people who just deal in reality?
Time that ever happened. Zero. Did you hear that?
And yet fentanyl is the same price and same availability. Isn't that weird?
But we have people from mental institutions, insane asylums even. That's a mental institution on steroids, essentially.
Essentially.
But we had people coming into our country. We can't have them. And we have to get them out. But we can never forgive this administration, this past, and I'm okay with administrations. I mean, I can go through a Democrat administration, say, hey, look, they worked hard, they tried hard. But the things that they did to this country, we can never, ever forget it.
And he just means the charges against him.
From the rigged elections to the border, to the transgender for everybody.
Which is transhumanism, because he doesn't know the difference.
From men playing in women's sport. You ever take a look at some of these
Thanks, Michael.
records? There was a long-distance race.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Marathon.
Well, I mean, I got to say, like, it's odd that he would bring this up, but it isn't, because this is the very crowd he's talking to with the anti-trans stuff.
Where they had a great female runner, a number of them, but they had one in particular. And they had just an average male runner who had transitioned. He won the race at the end of the day by 5 hours and 14 minutes. They waited for 5 hours. The weightlifting records are better, though. The weightlifting records are
Jesus, he's going to do the Bing Bing
better.
thing.
You know, the way they took a record that hasn't been broken for 18 years. 18 years. And, you know, they'd add a quarter of an ounce on each side of the barbell. And they'd just a little tiny piece of stuff. She'd go up and she could
Fuck you.
get it up. And this guy comes along. Have you lifted before? Yes, at a low level. He was a low-level lifter as a man, but transitioned. And he goes up to that thing. Bing, 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 bing. Could have done it all day long. Broke the record by 119 pounds. The whole thing is crazy. The swimming records are pretty good, too. You got to see that. I told the story. You had this great...
All right, yeah. So he's just going to grind, like, the Faith Breakfast. That is the White House Faith Office Luncheon, first of its kind. And what did it devolve into? Both, I guess. Him bitching about trans people again. And it's just like flexing and then bitching about the previous administration. So lazy, so weak. And anything, by the way, the reason they decided to have this, you know, the reason why they decided they've never had one of these before, why they literally called this to be this faith and business luncheon, was to draw attention away from the Epstein stuff. That's it. They're trying to flood the zone with a bunch of stuff. Now, it's a little after 6. I've done 2 hours. I'm going to eat something and shower and fall asleep. I appreciate you guys joining me again. I'm going to regular shows the rest of the week, except for tomorrow, where I have the Ultimate Jam Night tomorrow. And I'm excited to do this one because it's the 80s, so I got to rest my voice all day. And yes, and Rachel is on, so I'll let you guys go. Much love to you. Thank you guys for joining me again. Thank you guys for the super chats and the support and the hearts and just being here and giving me the gift of your time and your eyeballs. I can't tell you how much it means to me. But I'd like to show you. I'd like to squeeze you all into one pretty woman. And if you'd like to come to my office, I'll try. Albert Brooks, Defending Your Life, which I need to watch like now. So yeah, I'm going to feed my kid and myself and shower because I'm gnarly. Okay, and on our way out the door, thank you guys. I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else. All right, I'm out. Whew, what a day. Oh, and by the way, gnarly flight coming in. We had to do a go-around because of bumpy air. It was very exciting. Did one of those big airdrops. Hilarious. My son was like, my organs were up in my throat. I was like, yeah, it was quite a drop. But ultimately, everything worked out. I adore you guys. And I will see some of you at the jam tomorrow.